proud of him. His orange could be something besides orange, for God's sake.
Just stand.
Right here? Okay.
All right, Coach, I guess we'll start with an opening statement if you'd like to make one, and then open it up to questions.
I'm incredibly proud of our team. These three guys who are sitting up here, and everybody in that locker room, our staff, just everybody's a part of this team to accomplish the things that we have as a football team this year and over the past couple, 3 years. Just to see this senior class endure a 2-10 season. As Bryce mentioned, 7 of those losses were by 7 points or less, and that was agonizing to go through that, to just feel that disappointment when you felt like you're just so close. But in that year, we were playing consistently 20, 21, 22 freshmen who are now seniors, and I knew that we had something special going on in our program, that just the fight in those guys to come back week after week, being such a young team and losing so many close games, but still to have the resiliency and the toughness, the mental toughness to come back the next week and make it close again. I knew we were an improved football team, and we won a few more games the next year, won some of those close ones, and won 8 and won 10 and won 11, and just incredible to be a part of it. It's an amazing group of young men in that locker room, and we certainly aren't the most talented football team in the country, but I think we're one of the best teams that I've ever been a part of, and we've got some talented guys in that locker room, but more importantly, we got some good football players in that locker room, and they play really well together. They care deeply about each other. They're tremendously loyal to the brand and to each other, and that's what has given us the ability to be able to win 11 football games in 1 year. It's not easy to do, and there's not a lot of teams that play college football this year that'll do that. So, really, really proud of these guys, and that was a great, great finish to a terrific season.
Questions? Okay.
Coach, 507 yards rushing. Your offensive line just was creating holes for Kel Hopkins and for the fullbacks. Is that where it started today with the play of the offensive line? I'm thinking Bryce Holland at the start of it.
That's where it starts every week. And that guy right there, Bryce Holland, won't get necessarily the statistics or the name in the paper every week for statistics and here's what he did to help us win. But that guy's had as much an impact on us winning 11 games and 10 games last year and 8 games the year before that as anybody on our team. He's been a leader in that room from his sophomore year on, and he's really tough, and his attitude, his toughness, that spreads in that room, and it spreads throughout our team. He's been a really, really valuable player on our football team. So the offensive line did a great job. Coach Davis does a terrific job coaching those guys. He's got a great temperament and just a knack for getting those guys charged up to play their very best. And he's a great teacher, technician, fundamentals, and the demand for their best. And then that spreads into those guys, and they demand that out of each other. And that's been a really strong group for us. And to see 4 starters walk out of the locker room and play their last game last year in this game and have a bunch of new guys on that offensive line and to see what they accomplished this year is pretty special.
Coach, what do you think of the job John did calling the defense, and does that impact at all your search for a new defensive coordinator?
Coach Luce did a fantastic job, and called a great game. Had the staff I thought did a great job preparing those guys. And as I told Coach, we're going to make a decision about how we're going to move forward, and we'll do whatever's best for the team. And certainly that's part of the consideration is John, and he's coached a lot of football games. He's coordinated almost 200 football games as a defensive coordinator, so he's got a lot of experience. And but I'll make that decision when I think it's the right time. But I thought he did an incredible job today.
Obviously, Kelvin had the 5 touchdowns, but talk about the long one he had, the 77-yarder, and the moves he made.
He did a really good job of finding an initial opening, because it was almost a busted play. It was not designed to go back that direction, and he kind of skipped out of the way of a guy and got into the linebacker level, and from there just made some really great moves. And there's a lot of guys in gray jerseys out there hustling. As you saw, as he got down the field, we had guys out in front of theirs to run and kind of shield and allow him to make that great run. It's certainly the longest run of his career, and he hasn't had a bunch of really long ones like that. He's made some big plays with his arm this year, not as many big plays with his feet, but a lot of people have asked me about that, and he has surprised us, even with his ability to run the ball and make plays like that all year. So he just had an incredible game. He's had a terrific season, and it's had a lot to do with the success of our team this year. Done a great job leading that offensive unit.
This was the largest margin of victory in a bowl game ever, tied it, and the most points ever in a bowl game by anybody. Do you have any reaction to those numbers?
Any bowl game?
Yeah, tied with West Virginia in the Orange Bowl.
How about that? What do you say, Ken?
Coach, Alliance with Brave, 11:60 a.m. Your ground game was pure perfection today, over 500 yards. Do you see working towards finding more balance between your ground game and your passing game to continue on this pathway with these guys of success?
If we could run it just a little bit more, I'd be a lot more happy. Just soon not throw it. And people talk about that and ask about that. I watched the same game you did. There was one team running it every down. There was one team throwing it a bunch. I think if you can run the football better than your opponent, stop the run better than your opponent, you're going to win most of the time. That's our philosophy. That's what we've got to do here to win. And I thought our guys did a great job executing. It wasn't perfect. We had to turn over there. I guess it was maybe the third quarter. We ran the option and misread it and put the ball on the ground. Disappointed to see that happen, but other than that, we were pretty effective running the ball. No, I think balance is way overrated. It's you do what you got to do to win the game, and everybody's got their philosophy. We've got ours, and it's worked for us the last couple of years. So, yeah.
Coach, James Nautical had a couple of key plays early. The sack that forced a 10-yard loss that forced a punt, and then obviously the forced fumble that Cam Jones picked up for a touchdown. Just his play and the pressure you were able to put on the Houston offense from your linebackers.
Well, we got a lot of pressure on him with guys getting off some blocks too, and we got some pressure from the secondary. Somebody told me after the game we sacked him 10 times. I hadn't looked at the stats. Is that accurate? 10 sacks?
Yeah.
That's a lot of sacks in one game.
Nine.
It's 10 sacks for 71 yards. And what a sack does, it helps you so much on defense, because it makes them almost entirely one-dimensional. When you get backed up like that, they're going to throw the ball, and then you can call the pressures that you need to try to get him to get rid of it quick and make a short throw and not let him get the first down. So those were big plays. The fumble recovery for a touchdown, a huge play. I think that put us up to 21 points at the time when we did that. So those are big plays, and we got it early in the series. So it wasn't like our guys were were gassed and had to go out there and play again, they went out there and got a stop the next series. So I'm just really proud of those guys, proud of the defense, and like I said, Coach Luce in the game he called put a lot of heat on that guy, freshman quarterback who hadn't played a whole lot, so that may have played into our hands a little bit too.
Time for about 2 or 3 more, Coach.
Sure.
Coach, this kind of game, all-around team effort and everything, how does that cap off this fantastic season, first 11-win program in school history, with all the high expectations that you and your squad face academically, mentally, physically? How does it feel?
It's just a great exclamation point to what I think was a terrific season. And we didn't win them all. We lost a couple along the way, and so as James Nautical said up here, there's room for improvement. There certainly is, and we weren't perfect all the way along the way, but just what a great finish. What a great way for these seniors to go out of their careers and have an unbelievable memory.
Coach, how in the world do you guys top all this? You got next year coming up. I mean, 11 wins and record-setting bowl game here. What are you going to tell your team? I know you set goals at the beginning of the season, but what are your thoughts on that?
We didn't win them all.
Coach, we've seen a lot of triple option teams, a lot of triple options at academies where they see success. I'm not sure I've seen one with 11 wins and the ability to post up 70 points in a bowl game. What makes your triple options team so much more efficient than other triple options teams we've seen in the past?
I don't know if we're more efficient. We executed really well today, but if you watched us all year long, there were times we didn't execute as well as we would have liked to, and didn't play perfect, certainly. I had the great fortune of working for Paul Johnson for 13 years as an assistant, and I think he's the best option football coach to ever coach this game. He's a remarkable football coach, and I learned a lot from him, and probably my coaching philosophy has been influenced as much by him as anybody. And we just try to do what we need to win. That's really all we're trying to do every week. And we're patient. 3 yards, 4 yards. That's cause to celebrate for our offense. So we just try to keep the ball and maintain possession and keep getting first downs. And that's a great team philosophy for Army because it keeps our defense off the field, and we run far fewer plays on that side. You saw that other team, they got a bunch of really good athletes. I just assume they stand on the sideline over there. So like I said, there's been some really good option offenses over the years at all the different schools that do it. Today was a really good day, but as the guys up here said, and I always say to them, there's room for improvement. So hopefully we'll continue to get better and be more efficient, and we'll, when we play absolutely perfect, then maybe we'll be satisfied. Probably not.
All right, guys, 2 more here, and we'll let Coach go.
Offensively, 7 of 7 on 3rd down conversions, and then defensively held them just 3 of 12. What did you see as far as the game plan goes, like what the idea was supposed to do, and then how they executed?
We got I'm sorry.
On both sides, what did you see?
Well, we got ourselves in short yardage for 3rd down, and that helped a lot. When we can get ourselves in a manageable 3rd down situation, it makes it a lot easier to convert. And we've done that most of the year this year. We coming into the game, we're number 1 in the nation in 3rd down conversion rate. So I imagine going 7 for 7, we're probably still at the top. And the same for 4th downs, but we get ourselves in short yardage 4th downs as well. And that again goes right back to the philosophy of running the football. You throw it, sure there's an incomplete, and interception would be really bad, but there's also the risk of getting sacked. And when you have a negative yardage play and you put yourself in long yardage situation, it's really hard to convert a 3rd down. So if we keep moving the ball closer to the 1st down marker, it gives us a better chance to maintain possession and ultimately score. We're not a high-scoring team, but we hold the ball for a long time. And our defense has done a really good job all year of getting our opponents in some long yardage third downs. And it's a lot easier to convert on some long yardage third downs where they've got to throw the ball and be one-dimensional. But I think our staff does a really good job of getting our players prepared for those situations, and having a call or a group of calls where we're not doing the same thing on every third down situation, and gives our guys the best chance to execute, and ultimately the players got to make the plays. And that's what I'm so proud of with our guys is, we play a lot of teams that are more talented than us. Probably if we had a track meet this afternoon, they'd have won the track meet. If you took a measuring tape and a scale out there, they'd have been taller and longer and heavier and all that stuff. But it's the best team that wins, and our guys played together, and we're the best team today, and that's all we're shooting for every week, and I'm proud of those guys.
Chris, last one.
Coach, you're taking a lot of pictures with fans after the game. 15, 20 minutes out there, you seem to be really enjoying it. What was that moment like?
I hate to tell somebody no. I feel like a butthole. You know, like I don't have time for somebody that wants to take a picture. And I appreciate people that follow our team and want to be a part and celebrate. And so I hate to say no to somebody, and most people are very gracious and understand that, you know, we want to get in there and celebrate with our team. But I'm glad to do that, and our players do that too. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Coach.
One more?
Okay, come on.
No.
Ken,
Okay.
Give me
Get
afterwards.
out of this
Okay,
side,
sure.
yeah. We'll let them get
Sure.
the orange Kool-Aid off.
Be David.
Thank you.
Orange Kool-Aid. Oh, that's what he was talking about. Oh,
Kevin, you want to run and ask one
thank you,
question?
Coach.